everyone, I'm Sophie and welcome back to the Be Nerdy Booktube channel, and today I'm coming to you with my June TBR. You may be thinking like, why are you posting this so soon? We're only mid-May. And I'm like, I know, sweeties, I know. But the thing is, I'm participating in 2 readathons, and I thought that maybe my TBR could help you get inspired to do them and maybe even suggest you some books for your own prompts. So in the month of June, I'm participating in 2 readathons, as I said, and I'm participating in the BiblioGames hosted by Mayona Reads. I'll link the announcement video down below. You have until the 31st of May to get in. After you get in, she'll add you to the Discord group, I believe. And then you can just join your team. There will be like a quiz in the group and everything. So you can take the quiz if you don't know which team you want to join. And basically, the BiblioGames is a readathon going between the 1st of June and June 31st. This round, I believe it's round 3. It's based around Sky High, which was a movie I watched maybe once or twice as a kid, and I really need to rewatch it before the BiblioGames. Just didn't have the time yet. And I am from Team Hero. Now, I will be explaining it a bit more detailed later on, but going to my second readathon, I'm going with the Game of Booksathon, which is a readathon inspired by Game of Thrones. You don't have to read Game of Thrones or to watch it to join. I think I read like maybe half of the first book and watched the first season and maybe half of the second season of the show. It's not really my thing, but I'm joining because I really like the prompts, and it is a month-long readathon. It's also going in between June 1st and June 30th. Oh my god. Between June 1st and June 30th. So I decided it could be fun, and I decided to join. So the first readathon I'm talking about, it will be the BiblioGames. Like I said, I'm Team Hero, and there are 3 main classes and 3 specific classes for your team. There are 4 teams: Team Hero, Team Sidekick, Team Anti-Hero, and Team Villain. Each of the teams has a specific set of classes. I will link Mayona's video down below, and she explains everything. You have the Google Doc explaining everything down there. And yeah. So for the main classes, we have Homeroom, which is the group book. I will be telling you every single book in the end because I am doubling up some prompts on the Game of Booksathon, and I am doubling up books between the readathons. So I'll tell you everything in the end. I just want to explain to you every single prompt. So we have Homeroom, which is the group book for your team. We have Gym, which is a format or genre you don't typically read. And you have Lunch, which is a book with a satisfying end. Now, these 3 classes are for every single one. It doesn't matter your team. These are just worldwide, if you prefer it. Now, for my specific hero classes, I have Anti-Kryptonite, which is a book that gets you out of your comfort zone. Hero Training, which is a book with blue on the cover. And Cape Stitching, which is a book with art under the dust jacket. I have to say, there are 2 challenges that are leaving me really, really nervous from the BiblioGames, just because they are really out of my comfort zone. So I'm excited, but I'm also really nervous. Now, for the Game of Booksathon, do you like my spread? Oh, I didn't show you my spread for the BiblioGames, but damn it. Okay, so here's my spread for the BiblioGames, as you can see. And then we have the Game of Booksathon. It's beautiful. I love it. I just did it this morning and I'm in love with it. And I'm competing for House Targaryen. Now, there are 3 stages, levels, titles that you can get in the game of Booksathon. You can be a knight, you can be a noble, or you can be a queen. I'm obviously going for queen. I'm trying to get all 11 challenges and, well, trying to be queen of House Targaryen, to be honest. Anyway, challenges. For round number 1, which is the one going on in June, you have the Game of Thrones, which is the first book in a series or trilogy. House Targaryen, which is a book with mythical creatures or dragons. Daenerys, which is a book featuring a strong female character. Westeros, which is a book set in a fictional place. House Tyrell, which is a book with a plant on the cover or a green cover. House Stark, which is a book that has family dynamics or siblings. House Lannister, which is a book with red cover. House Greyjoy, which is a book with pirates or story set at sea. House Baratheon, which is a book with king, queen, or royalty. A Clash of Kings, which is to read a sequel. And Wildlings, that is to read a paranormal book. Now, in all, I have 17 prompts this month. I am doubling up on some, to be honest. And I have one read-along, which is my Percy Jackson read-along also, but I'm using those books as well for both the BiblioGames and this one. So, starting with the BiblioGames, like I said, I'm Team Hero, and for my homeroom class, which is the group book, I'm reading Batman by Mary Lou. I have it inside, but it's my brother's and I don't want to pick it up without asking him, so it's there. I have it in physical copy. It's just in my brother's room. I believe Mayona had said that we had to read Superwoman by Sarah J. Maas or Leigh Bardugo, something like that. But she also said that we could also read any of the DC Comics / New York authors collaboration, which is the series, and since I do have Batman around the house, I will be reading that. For Jim, which is a format or genre you don't typically read, I'm going with Bull by David Eliot. This is an epic poem. I absolutely loathe poetry. I like epic poetry, but I don't really like poetry at all. And this is an epic poem about the battle between Poseidon and the Minotaur. And this was recommended to me by Carmen, and she's a friend I made through the Magical Hangout Discord server. And we've been talking a lot. We're doing some buddy reads as well, and we are doing the Percy Jackson read-along as well. So yeah, and she read it and she hyped it up. She said it was really, really cool. And it got me excited because I really like mythology, but I don't really like, well, poetry. So that's definitely a genre or a format I don't read. For lunch, a book with a satisfying ending, and I am doubling up this book with House Lannister, which is a book with a red cover, and I'm going with Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo. As you can see, it is red, so it is good for House Lannister, and it is also the final book in the Grishaverse trilogy. I read the first book, Shadow and Bone, in February, I believe, or March, maybe March. I read the first book in March, and then I read the second book in May, and then I'm reading this one in June. So we're following Alina Starkov. She is a map maker in the 1st Division of the army, and there's basically like this space, which is the fold, that separates Ravka, which is their kingdom, from the rest of the world. Now, this crossing is really dangerous. There are demons and everything, and there are people who have powers. They're called Grisha. And basically, everyone is tested for Grisha powers at a young age. but Alina tested negative. Now, during a crossover through the fold, they are attacked by some demons. I can't remember their names. And Alina suddenly explodes into light. She basically is a sun summoner, and she didn't know that. And so we're following her as she goes into the Grishaverse universe, and as she starts to learn about the politics and everything else. I really liked the first 2 books in the series. I am really, really excited for this one, so I can finally start Six of Crows. But I think this is a really good series, a really good trilogy. It's not like, oh yes, it's the best I've ever read. It isn't. But I think it's really, really good. And if you like fantasy, I do recommend them. And I'm really excited to get to this one. For my first hero class, which is Anti-Kryptonite, I'm doing a buddy read with Megan from Mythical Megan, Melissa from Melissa Rosebud, and Kylie from Kylie Reads. I believe that's her channel. I'm gonna put it down below. And if I make a mistake for your name, I'm really, really sorry. We're all reading together Again But Better by Christine Riccio. This is a contemporary. You guys know my feelings about contemporaries. I don't think I need to say anything else. I know it's about a guy that goes to London to study, studying abroad and everything, and that he messes up some stuff, and then he gets the ability to do it again, and then he does it but better. Next, we have Hero Training, which is a book with blue on the cover, and I have a few that could work for this prompt, like Empire of Storms, and I could even go with Harry Potter, which I'm reading with a friend, or I could even go, well, this isn't blue, but it has blue, so yeah, I could go with some, but I'm not going with any of these. I'm going with The Titan's Curse by Rick Riordan. This is book number 3 in the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series. It is also the first book in our read-along for the month of May. So yeah, I'm excited. I really love Percy Jackson, and I'm glad to be in that universe again and to be experiencing it with so many wonderful people. Last class is Cape Stitching, which is a book with art under the dust jacket, and for this one I could go with several books again, but I only have 5 hardcovers on my shelves, and 3 of them are Harry Potter, and this is the only one I haven't really read. And I'm going with Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of Grindelwald by J.K. Rowling. This is the original screenplay, and under the dust jacket we have this beautiful art. Now, I really like the simplistic design. This is the Eiffel Tower, and like I said, I don't really have that many hardcover books. I have Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, but this is a beast of a book, and since I am rereading all Harry Potters, I'm gonna wait. And then I have Harry Potter and the Cursed Child here, but I don't think I want to get in that. I'm not in a mood for that. These are all the books that I'm reading for the BiblioGames. I have some that I'm reading for the game of Booksathon that I'm only using then. So first of all, I have Finale by Stephanie Garber. I have it as an ebook, and I also have it on audiobook on Scribd. This is a buddy read with Carmen from the Reading Crash Queen on Instagram, and we really want to read it together. We were supposed to read it with Stephanie, but she got too excited and went along. But yeah, we're reading it together, and I am using Finale for House Stark, which is a book that has family dynamics or siblings. Tella and Scarlet are sisters. I have A Clash of Kings, which is a sequel. This is the last book in the trilogy. And then I have it for Westeros, which is a book set in the fantasy world. And, well, it isn't set in our world, so it counts. Then I have The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. For The Game of Thrones, which is the first book in a series or trilogy. This is the first book in the Folkavere series. We have Cruel Prince, Wicked King, and then Queen of Nothing, I believe. But yeah, I have been trying to read this book for a while, and now I have a really good chance to read it. I am also using it for House Tyrell, which is a book with a plant on the cover or green cover. We have 3 branches here. Trees are plants. We also have like a little buggy here. So yeah, I'm counting it for House Tyrell as well. Now, next one I am using for this is Empire of Storms by Sarah J. Maas. Now, this book, I'm not so sure if I'm gonna be able to read Queen of Shadows this month. I still have like 9 days, but we'll see. Anyways, I can use this or I can either use this or Queen of Shadows for these same prompts, so I'm not worried. Now, I'm using Empire of Storms for House Targaryen, which is a book with mythical creatures or dragons. Yeah, if you've read it, you know. You know. Either way, we have Fae here, we have some magic, we have the weird marks, we have a lot of mythical stuff, so I'm using it. And I am using it for Daenerys, which is a book featuring a strong female character, Selena. And I am using it for House Baratheon, which is a book with king, queen, or royalty. We have Prince Dorian here, so yeah. This is book number 5 in the Throne of Glass series. I have been reading 1 book a month, like until now. I'm really liking the evolution that we're having. I really love the white covers. I'm not so crazy about Tower of Dawn because it really clashes in my collection. But yeah, I'm really excited to get to this once more and to actually be able to fit it in a challenge. So last but not least, I have Pet Sematary by Stephen King, which I'm using for Wildlings, which is a paranormal book. This book has a paranormal setting. This will be my 2nd Stephen King book. I'm actually reading, as we're speaking, The Shining, and that book gives me the creeps. That book actually gives me the creeps. It's so freaking weird. Every time I read it, I feel like I'm being watched. It's insane. Anyway, we're following a family. They move to a small town, and then I know they have like a cemetery on their backyard, something like that, or a way that goes to a cemetery on their backyard. And I know that everything that is buried in this cemetery comes back to life with not so good intentions. So we have a paranormal setting here. I'm excited. Next I have Battle of the Labyrinth by Rick Riordan, and I'm using it for House Lannister for the red cover. I need to read it because it's part of my Percy Jackson read-along, so I'm counting both Ruin and Rising and Battle of the Labyrinth for this particular challenge. And then finally I have Sea Witch by Sarah Henning, and I'm using it for House Greyjoy. I know I had it for the month of May, but I have a lot of books that are like over 500 pages, and I didn't see that coming when I started picking up books. I just didn't. So yeah, I think I'm gonna put it aside because I'm not gonna be able to get to it, to be honest. I'm gonna be able to get like to 3 more, maybe, I don't know. I'm guessing 2 more or 3 more. But I'm not prioritizing Sea Witch. And with this challenge, I'm actually putting it towards June, so I can actually fit the House Greyjoy challenge, which is a book set at sea or with pirates. And it is a Ursula backstory per se, so it is all based on a town near shore, so there's always the sea involved, so I'm counting it towards that. As if I don't have enough books, because these are 11 books and I have 2 more, I have, I have Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. I am reading this with a friend because they never read the Harry Potter books, so I'm reading them a chapter a day on the phone. So yeah, it's fun. Fun fact, I can't read this without the British accent, which is, oof, my god. And then I have The Last Olympian by Rick Riordan. This is book number 5 in the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series, and the final book in that series. And, well, this is the final book for my read-along. I'm not too worried about the Percy Jackson books because they are really fast reads. I know I can read them in a day, maybe a day and a half if needed. And I really enjoy being in that world. So yeah, this is my really big overachieving list for the month of June. Comment down below if you are actually participating in any of the readathons or if you're joining any of the readathons, and tell me your team/house for the BiblioGames or the Battle of Booksathon. And I hope I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!